Welcome to the Lobbies, GameSpot's first ever alternative Game of the Year awards. Just kidding, it's mainly the Lobby. Our last episode of the year of 2017, season finale, you might say. I'm your host, Mike Mahardy, here with Peter Brown, as always.
Your coffee nearly spilled.
Oh. Rob Handlery.
Oh, hi, how are you?
And Kelly Plagge.
Hello.
I have the awards here in our envelopes. Just to clarify up front, this has nothing to do with our Game of the Year awards here at GameSpot. We did finish our deliberations, but that's like coming out next week starting. We've already got our report cards and our year in review videos going up, and we'll have our full countdown from our number 10 game to our number 1 game starting on December 11th. We'll have a full schedule going up.
Have we announced like publicly that we're not doing 25 this year?
We are now. We're not doing 25 games this year. Pete, you explain.
Yeah, so we are, I don't even know where to look anymore. We're doing top 10 instead of top 25, which lets us like really just dig down and nail like what really were the best games of the year. But every editor, producer at GameSpot will also get their editor's pick. So everyone gets a chance to highlight a game that maybe didn't fall into that, well, that did not fall into that top 10, and they get to champion that. So there's no hemming and hawing over what's 23 versus 19.
Did you say that we still have like platform awards as well? Top 5?
I did not, Michael Mahardy. We do still have platform awards for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, whatever consoles you care about.
Nintendo Switch, PC, VR.
Sega Genesis.
We do have a top 5 VR and mobile. Mobile games.
Best Genesis games. We should really get that out there.
It's a far better way of doing Game of the Year, I think. And like having gone through it for the most part, like you really get to like narrow down 10 amazing. It's more like digestible, I feel like, for someone, right? Like 25 games, I feel like at some point you're just sifting through.
I'm only one man.
Who has time to play 25
Exactly.
games, you know?
Here are 10. Like you get to like look at each one like for longer, I feel like, and actually think about, you know, is this something I want to dig into?
I do have a giveaway. Last of the year. I'll announce it later on. As always, Shiva will be putting it up later on the show, and you can retweet GameSpot's Twitter account. Actually, just go follow GameSpot's Twitter account if you don't already, so you'll be ready for the end of the show to get in on that randomly picked lottery giveaway. All right, cool. So let's get right into these awards. So here's how I structured
Oh my
them.
God. Okay.
Me and Jean-Luc are well, actually, I don't know. Let me preface this by saying this. I don't know what these say inside. I just know what the awards are. I don't know who won them all. But I'm going to hand them out. Like, I don't know if you guys watch Norm Macdonald Live. He just hands, like, pre-written jokes to people, and they have to read them. So you are forced to read these.
Okay.
So I'll probably start with Callie, I'd say. But so the first 5 are, like, best of awards. And, again, these have nothing to do with Game of the Year awards. And they're not all going to be that funny. Some of them actually make sense. In fact, I can't promise any of them will be funny to you, people watching. So, and then we'll just
the rest of us don't know what the hell is happening.
And then we structured it kind of like yearbook superlatives, like cutest couple, most likely to succeed, most intellectual. You could probably pick out most intellectual already. Class clown is here. But for all intents and purposes, again, this has no bearing over GameSpot's overall opinion, taste, or general sense of credibility. Sweet. And then we're going to talk about the Lobbycast favorite, like, underrated games of the year. Maybe not underrated, but ones we would love to have talked about more if such a great year of games didn't happen and unfortunately overshadow other stuff. All right. First award, Callie, I'll let you read off the back, and then Jean-Luc is in back. I think he's got some stuff ready to go.
And the award for the best version of Skyrim goes to... Is there sound effects?
No sound effects?
No, I think you can go.
Okay. Skyrim on PC.
Oh shit! There's Master Chief on Skyrim on PC. Have you guys played?
That does make it the best version.
Have you played Skyrim on Switch or VR? Because they're still not the best version. But they did come out this year.
There's something amazing about what I'm looking at. I've never seen Master Chief. I like to think of it as like a time portal where Master Chief just got sucked out of like the future and thrown into the sea.
I could watch that forever.
That was amazing.
So there you have it. Skyrim PC, still kind of the best way to play that game. Doesn't really matter. It came out on 6 other platforms this time. Rob, next award. Read it out and then read out the winner.
Oh my God.
Why am I not surprised? And the best XCOM 2 expansion.
Oh shit! This is stiff competition.
And the award goes to... Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's the War of the Chosen.
Oh my God! Yes!
Wow.
Holy shit! Jean-Luc, did you write this?
You know,
I have no idea. Hey, Eric or Richard, could someone come in here and turn the volume up a little bit? Because I think we're not hearing these sound effects, and I want the cast to enjoy these things as much as I am. Sweet. So best XCOM 2 expansion goes to War of the Chosen. I wish I could talk about the other ones, but
Why don't
unfortunately
you?
we don't have time. So it's just going to go to War of the Chosen.
What is
so,
even happening?
Pete.
None of that was XCOM.
Yeah, the Children of Anarchy, Anarchy's Children. You can like make them look like punk things. Pete, here you go. This is a long one.
The best open world game that wasn't Breath of the Wild or Horizon Zero Dawn goes to Assassin's Creed Origins.
That's not one of those two.
No.
That is not one of those.
Maybe in any other year it would have gotten best open world game, but
Congratulations.
You did it.
We
Yeah.
can hear the music.
yeah, there's the applause.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is enhancing the
All right,
experience.
now,
So,
now
like,
this is good.
I don't mean to seem like I'm making fun of this game because I really like this game. Sweet. I'm gonna.
Why do you like this game, Michael Hardy?
All right. I'll do the next one.
Are those all dead bodies?
Yeah, Cribs.
Whoa.
That's why he likes the game.
Here we go. Then the award for best battle royale game? No, that's not even. I'm not getting into that one. All right, Rob, you'll like this one.
Oh no.
It's kind of obvious.
And the award for the best Star Wars game goes to. Oh my God! Star Wars Force Arena.
I had to Google that. It's on
Congratulations.
It's on Android Play.
This music though.
It's on Android Play. It's like a MOBA, I think. I've never played it. I don't think any of us have, but it's not
That's the
Battlefront.
best one.
It's not Battlefront 2.
It's got Yoda flipping in it, so you know.
Yeah. So if
Realism.
you wanted your Star Wars fix, that's probably the best.
Was that Tatooine?
Yeah, that's your best bet. Whose turn is it?
Mine.
Callie? I'll give you the next one. Now we're getting into the yearbook superlatives.
And most likely to succeed goes to Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I figured that was fitting. Well, I mean,
That's
again, I didn't
lovely.
write these, but
You know
I don't
why?
know.
Because
Game
you
doesn't
could
have many
find
flaws.
a moon anywhere.
The game's just
So-
charming.
Where will it find success?
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Everywhere,
Where
around
would it-
every corner.
Where will it find success? I could see it on just like a startup.
Well,
No, just
startup.
kidding. It's charming. It's got some business acumen. There's not many flaws to it. That wasn't as much of a joke. That was actually just the game that made the most sense. I didn't write these, but
All right.
if I did, I forgot
you-
what this one was. So this could
Okay.
be interesting.
Klaus Clown?
Come on, don't butcher it. Class Clown.
Class Clown. Class Clown. Oh, shit. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh shit, that was me. Yeah,
That's actually fitting to the
but
facial
class,
expressions.
Class Clown's not an insult. It's not at all. It's it's just like
It's a recognition of talent
It's got
of a certain
it's
sort.
got confidence. It kind of can handle itself, but it likes to goof around sometimes. Sometimes to its own detriment. So there you go,
up,
Mass Effect
Buttercup.
Andromeda. Apparently, it's a better game now.
It might interrupt your class time.
Your turn. I think it's your turn.
Yeah.
This one's actually kind of.
Okay. And the award for most intellectual goes to. Ooh. Nier Automata.
Yeah, figured. I don't know. Everybody that talks about this game, I was mostly saying that everybody who talks about this game can't like not sound pretentious. I really like Nier Automata, but I'm not gonna talk about it because that would be hypocritical. But yeah, this game's great. Narratively, it's we talked about it. It actually is one of the few games that encourages you to do multiple playthroughs. I'd say, well, not one of the few games, but I felt like it actually made me want to, based on how it changed.
Makes
the
me want to
perception of the world.
experiment with fashion.
Yeah.
This is yours.
You just want to cosplay.
They're also pretty smart for, possessing the ability to walk around blindfolded.
That's true.
That's intellectual.
That takes intellect.
Okay. The award for cutest couple goes to. I'm really excited to see this one.
Yeah.
PUBG and Fortnite Battle Royale.
Oh shit, yeah.
that's
They were on
rich.
and off all year. Remember Mrs. Davidson's class? Remember that fight they had when PUBG won every argument and like everybody just accused. Congratulations, Fortnite Battle Royale,
You
for
know,
just
this is-
trying to be as much like your girlfriend as possible. We know she's more popular than you, and we know that everybody likes her more, but you just had to just follow in her wake and live in her shadow.
Maybe believe in love
This
again.
one's good.
Okay.
Oh? Most likely to come back and teach at this school.
Ooh. Was that in your yearbook? I literally searched yearbook superlatives and there was like a list. There's like
No.
best senior
no,
year.
mine had like most likely to flunk Most likely to
Go to
be
prison.
president. Yeah.
So wait, read this one
It's
one more
all
time.
negative stuff. Most likely to come back and teach at this school goes to Call of Duty WW2.
Okay, that's fair.
No matter how many times you try, you just cannot get rid of this person. They are purposefully flunking. They are purposely flunking every goddamn year, and they'll just graduate and then get a teaching degree and come back. You can live here the rest of your life until you retire and have tenure. Okay. This one's
good.
I'm gonna make you read this one. I think you could sell it because it's kind of mean.
And the award for most likely to actually not be graduating today goes to. Where'd that go? Oh, wow. Lawbreakers.
I'll just let the B-roll.
damn.
No, that's not true because this is a fun game, but like
This
12.
was a really fun game.
But it's that student that everybody loved, but then like, no, I was gonna just say something. That's the next joke.
I'll do that one.
Actually, no, this one's different. This one's good.
Okay.
All right, get ready for the next one, John Luke. Thank you. That's all I had to say about Lobbies. It's a fantastic game. I really like it. I just didn't play it much, like most people.
All right. Most likely to ask you to borrow money next year.
I think we can see where this is going.
Goes to Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
That's so them.
I'm not even. I mean, talk about not kicking it when it's down. But yeah, you see, people are excited for them. We wish we could say more about this game, but I'm actually just not looking forward to paying another $60 and then another $60.
Newsflash.
Get a part-time job.
Sure. Newsflash. They apparently raised all of the amount of like currency and experience you get in this game. I don't know. I'm just interested to see like what. Like, to what extent you're getting more stuff.
I
Why
look
am
forward to
talking
you
still?
playing more and letting us know.
I'm not.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
I just heard that and I was like, oh, cool. They're doing something.
I think I'm missing one, but I remember the joke.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Jean-Luc, this is stop me if I'm like reading this out loud, but it is that person that you went to school with and then forgot about, and then at the 5-year reunion you have to try to remember their name to no avail. And the award goes.
I don't have that.
Shit. All right, it was Drawn to Death.
Don't yell at us about it.
No one knows what Drawn to Death is. That's the person that you forgot their name. Okay.
Oh,
this is the
that game.
you got this one.
Right.
Pete, read this one. Really sell it.
David Jaffe. Okay.
Sorry about my handwriting. I mean that person's handwriting. I don't know who wrote these.
No, it's somewhat legible. Most likely to show up on a reality TV show with hair plugs and an iron deficiency.
Yeah.
And the award goes to Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah, Rob, I knew you'd like that one.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
Yeah. We'll see you. You'll be smushing with Snooki on season 13 of what is it called?
Jersey
Shore.
Nick Margarita's
All right,
hometown.
that's the last yearbook superlative. Thank you for the B-roll, Jean-Luc. Apologize for not having Drawn to Death. I think we just couldn't find B-roll for it, and that was the problem.
Because it was so forgettable.
Wait,
so.
there's one more.
It just says Jean-Luc and then that's scribbled out in the back.
You just ruined it.
What?
No, it doesn't. It says the best game ever made that like everybody should love. I don't know who wrote this one.
Dude, if it's
Who wrote this?
If it's goddamn XCOM.
Prey. Who wrote this?
yeah,
Oh, Jean-Luc, you son of a jerk. Oh, I think they're clapping
he's
in the
clapping
back of
through
room.
the mic.
Yeah. you hijacked this show.
They
He's a hacker.
Goddamn immersive sim.
They really needed that. That's
All
so
right.
great.
So that was pretty much the lobbies.
Ow!
We had as much fanfare as we could with as little effort as possible. And that's what happened. All
get a paper cut.
Now let's move on to the lobby cast, wrapping up the year in games. Were any of those two mean?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
But mainly
That's
the latter.
pretty accurate.
Were any of those two mean?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Battlefront, I don't even feel bad about. But anyway, I want to go around to people. I asked you like pick 2 games out for that. Again, that we didn't really. I mean, we talked about in the lobby, I'm sure, but we wanted to talk about more all throughout the year. Again, this has no bearing on GameSpot's overall Game of the Year awards. This is just us 4 because we've been hanging out all year.
This is in a vacuum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do not associate.
We're
any of
trapped
these
in here.
opinions.
Please help.
I'm gonna start with you, Callie. What is like one game that you think more people should have been talking about all throughout the year because it was really, really good, or that you played a shit ton of?
I really want to spotlight Night in the Woods, which is a game that I reviewed and I didn't actually get to talk about much on the lobby. It came out way earlier in the year.
Oh yeah.
This video, feel free to give us a like, share, and subscribe for a lot more.
What?
Did that bleed into the feed too?
I have no idea
That
what
was
that
cool.
was. That was night in the woods.
Okay, well,
There's a quick
that's what I
call
have.
to action for all you people watching. You heard it. Like and subscribe. Now, Callie, Night in the Woods.
That's what I have to say about it.
I don't. That
No,
was my
I
plan.
just want to say that this game, I think, didn't get the attention it deserves. I think it blends really funny writing with a mix of very, contemporary issues. So it's not just about one thing. It's not just about like 20-somethings having a hard time. It's also about the shrinking middle class, about, the late capitalism, existential crisis kind of stuff, and about depression. And I think it blends those things well and does a good job of integrating those issues together in a way that's not overwhelming, but still highly effective and without being depressing, because it's actually very, very funny. So
People are always
Play that
mentioning
game.
it like that it captures a Midwestern vibe really well. I grew up in upstate New York, and it actually captured that too.
yeah,
Like just kind of middle class suburban America.
absolutely. It's for me it made me think of the Midwest just because I have family there, so that's just like what my connection is, but I think it's more universal than that.
It's kind of comes out of left field, like how serious that game gets. Because I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to. I only played like half of it, but even at that point, it got to the point where I don't know, based on the aesthetic and whatnot. Like I know people like the characters. I didn't really like the main character, but I did like the surrounding cast.
He doesn't have pants.
The main character in many ways reminded me of myself when I was like 19
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
that
I didn't mean to insult you.
well, no, that's the thing is like I was really depressed and I didn't really have like a personality outside of being depressed. And there's a conversation she has with her mom pretty early on that's basically almost word for word a conversation I had with my mom. And so it was, that's what drew me into her. But I think the supporting characters, there's just a lot of like standout moments for me. And there's this one character who reads poetry, and normally it's really stupid, and she kind of has this one breakout poem that's really impactful.
Yeah, there's many games like this kind of strewn
And
throughout, right?
I
Almost
do-
like What Remains of Edith Finch.
I do really like how the mini games are integrated because they're silly and they give personality to the characters, and they kind of give you a break, because there were times where I really needed a break from this game because I was getting very, I don't want to say like it was depressing because it wasn't, but I was kind of like dissociating playing it because it
Yeah.
was just like it was so much at once. And the mini games do break that up a lot.
There's the Italian restaurant in this game. This is a weird segue. That's called Possibilities. Which
Yeah.
is A, a great name, but also B, again, the name of an Italian restaurant in Syracuse, New York.
Really?
Yeah, like I had to look up whether these people were from around Syracuse. I think they're from Canada, right? Like Toronto or something? Or no. They're
no.
from, is it Pennsylvania?
Yeah, somewhere
Around
in the
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Anyway,
I think.
so that makes sense. But yeah, overall, this is a great game from what I played. It was actually longer than I thought it would be.
It is a lot longer. It probably took me like 12 hours, but that's also
Yeah.
like there were times where I just kind of had to like step away and process everything.
Yeah, especially compared to like What Remains of Edith Finch. I can always trip up saying that. What Remains of Edith Finch took me like an hour and a half, and they're not like the same game, but they're kind of in the same vein, like narratively focused.
I would call this more of an adventure game than a like. I think Edith Finch is a straight up narrative game, and
Yeah.
I don't think they're as comparable as like I don't think they're comparable at all in many ways.
Okay.
Just because they're both narrative focused, I think they are very different.
Sure.
Like very different tones, and Edith Finch has a much narrower scope than this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
And this
sweet.
minigame is hard as hell.
It's weird. Is someone playing? I'm assuming someone's playing.
This
the
might
keyboard.
actually be my capture. It was really hard.
But like, oh yeah, you joined a band at one point. Wait, what? Are you the guitarist or the bassist?
Looks like a guitar.
Looks like
No, that's actually
bass, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Strings,
yeah.
baby.
that's 4 strings. That is bass. Huh?
Cool. Well, that was Night in the Woods. That released earlier in the year, March.
February or March.
February,
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Earlier in the year. Who reviewed that for us? Do you remember?
Me.
You did review it.
I said that at the start.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Mike's a great listener.
because you. No, I remember listening, but I remember you saying like you didn't get to talk about it in the lobby too much. So I was like, oh, is that before you joined GameSpot or
No,
something?
no. I
Yeah, sorry.
reviewed it, but there was other stuff to talk about. So
Cool. All right, Rob, what is one of the 2 games that you want to talk about?
I forgot. Little game called Echo.
Yeah.
Echo.
Former Hitman devs.
Oh, god damn it, Peter. Yeah, former Hitman devs. This is their first game. God, remind me what their
I'll look it up. I'll keep going.
Their new company's called.
Oh,
Damn
it's
it.
like hyper crap.
I'm looking it up. Keep
Crap.
going. Anyways, this game was just a surprise for me. I am such a huge sci-fi fan, and every bit of this aesthetic is just gripping. And playing this, I just hit every chord for me. And the main drive is the fact that for those who don't know, you going from you land on this alien planet. And the enemies are essentially clones of yourself. And the game goes through cycles, light cycles they call them, which is one right now. In between are dark cycles. And a light cycle will basically record all of your actions and movement and play styles. And in the next light cycle will feed them into these clones of yourself. So the motto of the game is like, you're playing against yourself. And
Yeah,
it's really... It's different. I can't point to any game that I feel like captures that idea so well, where you have like such tense moments like this where you can't just go around shooting everyone or like also incorporating stealth into one cycle, because then the next cycle they're going to be implementing both of those play styles. So you find yourself in like tense moments where like you slip, you mess up, you shoot too much. You just have this sense of gravity for this next cycle, which is going to be so difficult. And sure enough, it is. And the level design is really neat too, where they, one of my favorites was you walk into a room, you see all these clones in doors, and they're in cages, and they're just looking at you, but they don't know how to open doors. So you're like, all right, cool, I'll just breeze past them. And then there's a door in front of you, and then you realize I opened this door. Oh, by the way, these cages are like following down a hallway. So they're just following you, but they're separating between 2 cages. And then you realize, I open this door, they're going to come out, and they're going to chase me. And when there is more than 3 of these clones, you're done. You're screwed. Because they take you down immediately. And it's just there are plenty of moments just like that, where the game is like using like level design and different like mechanics, each stage or level as it goes on. And I had a blast playing it.
It's Ultra as the developer.
Ultra.
I believe they're in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And then second thing, I was reading Riley McLeod. He's one of the writers over at Kotaku, was writing about this game kind of around the same time you were talking about it, you two. I remember like hearing you talk about it and looking it up, and I see Riley over at Kotaku had been championing it. He said at some points it almost makes him feel like an NPC might, or like an AI NPC might, because of the fact that they don't have many powers until like you use them. It feels like they're escalating alongside you, but it's also kind of the opposite of a power fantasy.
This is the moment I'm talking about. That's funny.
It's the opposite of a power fantasy, but like the more powers you use, the more you have to deal with it. And it's just kind of got this inherently built-in sense of difficulty scaling, which, I really liked.
No, for sure. That's actually a really cool observation, because absolutely, you don't take for granted when you play a lot of games of like what you're actually doing. Mm-hmm. And it's everything. It's crouching. It's it's vaulting. It's again shooting, opening doors. When have you ever played a game where you are trying not to? You're conscious about that. You're trying not to open doors or opening too many. I've never had a game like this kind of work your brain in a very different way.
The stealth takedowns are terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, using them is one thing, but then knowing that the enemies
That
can
they
grab
can
you
do
from
it to you.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UI is really nice too. Like all the sort of like systems that are surrounding your
Totally.
character.
It's like Dead Space-ish.
And the idea that cube is actually holding like a person that you're trying to rescue is a neat little kind of thing. Like you're constantly shepherding around this person in distress.
Yeah. The narrative is pretty strong. I definitely enjoy it. You're kind of talking to an AI throughout. The voice actor is, God, I always forget her name. From
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ingrid. Whoopi Goldberg.
Help! You gotta stop bringing up this trivia.
From what? I know it.
What's her name from Ingrid from Game of Thrones?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Egret. Oh, Rose Leslie.
Yes.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
her
that's
so
right.
much.
Sorry, that's right.
Stop stealth attacking me, Jon Snow. That was terrible.
That was really
real-
bad.
that was actually
but
really good.
they're getting married in real life.
That's right.
Jon, what's his name? Jon Snow and her.
Kit Harington
Kit
and Rose
Harington.
Leslie. Yeah.
Thank you. What a cute couple.
And also, upon release, it was just on PC. It's on PS4 now as well. And I think it's only like $20. So if
it's
that,
so unfortunate that the beginning of
strikes
that
your
game
fancy,
is
check it out.
so slow. Like that
it
first
is.
hour.
I know. We've had this
talked about it.
conversation.
There's
we
been a
have.
couple games this year with that.
Quite a few.
Where
yeah.
that stipulation of like, okay, you just got to get past this first X
Nier
amount
Automata,
of
the
time,
same thing.
and then like I think that there's a benefit to that, like that careful setup that a lot of these games like then knock down.
Yeah.
But it's a hard sell for a lot of people, I think.
I hear Assassin's Creed is one of them, but it's even. I mean, for that game, it's like an hour-ish is when things start like really moving. But I think what am I hearing? Like 10 hours for Assassin's Creed or something like that.
The intro like
don't know.
kind of thrusts you into the world pretty early on, but it just doesn't always introduce like the potential of it as well. Because I love that game, but yeah, I would say it's like a few hours in Assassin's Creed. All right, Pete.
All right, Mike.
R.I.P. Rest in Peter. What's one of your games?
But both the games I picked came out way earlier this year. I'll start with maybe the less obvious one, Gravity Rush 2.
Not way out.
A game that nobody talks about. You shut your mouth.
Just kidding. I've never played it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, nobody brings up Gravity Rush 2 ever, and it's really a shame because it's a sequel to a game that began on the handheld and was like remastered for consoles, and it was a quaint kind of little experience where you manipulate gravity and you fall, and that is essentially flying, but it's this weird tumbling effect, and that lets you really just interact with the world in ways that you just don't in other games. But Gravity Rush 2 really, really expanded upon the character, the world she's in, the story of her involvement, and her abilities as well. And it kind of packages it all in this tight little like season of anime. If I remember correctly, it's like everything's broken up into like little episodes, and there's like 24 episodes. You know, it's like it's packaged so well. It looks so good. It plays so well. It has very few flaws. And I don't really know why more people didn't play this game. Because the first time I set eyes on the first game, I was like, wait a minute, I can just fly anywhere? Like the top of that tower, I can just hurl myself at it. Or I can walk on that ceiling. Like, that's pretty cool. And it feels every bit as awesome as you'd think. And there are some issues with, I'd say, some of the ways that the game asks you to interact with those powers. But by and large, this is a incredibly unique experience. And again, I'm just dumbfounded that more people haven't played it.
It came out
Even-
earlier in the year, right?
Yeah.
I think
February.
January.
Maybe late January.
It also had that super cute live action commercial with the cat that walked on the ceiling.
Oh, I don't think I saw that.
You'd think that advertisement would work.
Yeah, right. I really, really wholeheartedly recommend this game. I gave it a 9, which I think a lot of people in the office were surprised about. But you know, like looking back at that today, so many other outlets gave this game a 9. I was far from an outlier in terms of the reception of this game. I think its Metacritic is like 85 or something like that. I mean, it is awesome, and just play it.
The flying just reminds me of like a dream. It's like this weird. It's not how you visualize flying. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
just like so different looking.
And that in and of itself can be worth half an hour in this game. Just exploring the world. Like it's the most basic form of movement in this game. Like even like running requires more of you than this does. Like, you know, like running and steering and watching out for things. Like this just lets you just fly, and it's so easy to pull off. It feels effortless.
cool.
Sick.
All right, Callie. I'm gonna go back to you.
Okay.
I think I know what the other one is, but go for it.
I just really, really want to spotlight Stardew Valley on Switch.
Yeah. Rob, you were going to talk about this, but Callie beat you to it.
Yeah.
You took it, but someone's got to take it.
Yeah, I think I feel a little weird about it because this game was out on other platforms last year, but I do think that the Switch is the best way to play this game. And my one reservation is the long load times, which they've said are going to improve with a later update. But that's like the one hiccup in an otherwise like it's such a good experience for the portability of the Switch. And I really can't undersell that. I know that doesn't sound like it would be the most important thing, but when I played it on PC last year, I found myself always wishing I could just take it into bed, take it into like my comfy chair, because this is the kind of game I wanted to relax and escape into, and you know, just enjoy the pleasures of the valley. And that's something that playing on PC or on on PS4 or Xbox just didn't provide. So playing it on the Switch has been phenomenal for me.
Yeah, like it is the portability factor for sure. Like, and for me, it's like I'm watching TV, I'm zoning out while I'm playing it. I'm like making breakfast or something like that. Like there's something you said about, with PC or I'd say more so a PC. Like that's kind of an investment always, right? Like you're sitting down and it's like you look at your watch, like, all right, I'm gonna play for like this long. Like there's something about just like putting this down on a couch and like getting up. It's frankly one of the most addicting games I've played in a while. Where it's like, I'll just water these plants and then I'll be done.
Oh, I'll just do one more day, and then it turns into 5 more. And I
fish for 4 hours.
as I'm talking about the good aspects of it being on Switch, I haven't really sold the game itself, which is that I think it really blends a lot of almost disparate elements. So there's like the RPG, like almost like min-maxing elements of this game, but also the relax, don't like you're in Stardew Valley to escape the rat race, like day-to-day grind of an office job is like how this game opens.
Grandpa left it too.
And Grandpa left you the farm. And so I know a lot of people really min-max their farms, and that's something that a lot of people have a lot of fun with. But I also have been enjoying, and that's something that I do in games, and I'm very perfectionist when it comes to games like this. But in many ways, the Stardew Valley encourages me to step back from that and just kind of like try not to be worried about, did I plant the right amount of crops, and did I maximize my efficiency? Rather, you kind of just, every day is different. You can go to the mines. You can, it in many ways, because there's so many options, encourages you to let go a little bit of that.
Absolutely. Just the fact of there are seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember the first time when I was playing in just going from, I don't know, summer to fall or something like that. Excuse me.
So I don't know.
But it was just like you just walk out the door and all my crops are dead. Like when you see that, you're just like, Jesus, all right, start again, I guess. Like that was such a curveball. I did not know that was like a factor. I'm just doing all this planning, like we're gonna have a great year.
I think it's one of those games where like I was way too fixated on when I was playing on PC on how to play it right.
Yeah.
And there are definitely ways you can play it correctly, like you said, min-maxing, so you get your greenhouse before your first winter.
Which I actually did.
Yeah, and I'm not at that point yet. And I've played maybe like 60 hours or something, but I do like that I can just play how I want to. It won't matter, really. I mean, there will be penalties every once in a while, but it won't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and just definitely I think PC is, you get on your PC, you're like, all right, here's what I'm going to do for the 2 hours I'm playing this game. I'm going to get this stuff done. With Switch, I'm like, I'm in bed and all I want to do is fish. Like, so I think if you have a Switch, you should absolutely, even if you play Stardew Valley, pick it up for the Switch.
There's one thing I gotta say is as far as sound effects goes in that game, you milk cows obviously, but if they're how do you say, they're not producing and they don't have
They're udderless.
They're not
udderless.
fertile.
It's the sound effect that is it's literally sounds like someone. No, I wish that'd be better.
Just
it's
dust?
just rubber. It's like it's the funniest noise. It's like, oh my god.
Isn't like us milking cows terrible for their udders?
No, cows need to be milked.
Yeah, but by their calves.
Yeah, there's
not
probably
their calves, legs. They're babies. Not like
Probably
humans apparently
better-
just
better
destroy
ways
them.
to do
Josh
it.
Shaw's in the Twitch chat, and he was just kind of freaking out because he put in I forget how many hours into Stardew Valley.
I was gonna bring him up. If you're talking about mid-maxing, Josh Shaw has these images of like. I look at them. My farm.
I
is
saw
just a
his
shit
cranberries.
show. Yeah,
he just had
it's-
cranberries.
You just see what he's done, and it's literally machine. Where we're joking, like the farm or the town is just like, dude, chill out. Like, you're taking all of our water. My dog died yesterday. It's just like factories, just like Josh walking around.
Yeah.
And he shows his bank account of what he makes in a day, and it's like, I don't know, 50 grand.
People can make like 50 grand in a
Yeah.
day. Whereas I'm starting a winery and I like make a bunch of wine for fun.
Yeah.
Josh just said you should see my basement, which out of context is a creepy thing to say.
He probably has a ton of kegs in his basement.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was brewing his stuff or wine.
You should see my basement. Yeah, wine. Yeah.
All right, Rob. Would love to keep talking Stardew, but yeah, Josh said it was 800 grand. I don't know what he meant. Maybe a day.
Per
That's
day,
insane.
probably. Yeah.
All right.
With
other-
starfruit wine, for sure.
Is that the top tier wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, chill out, Josh.
Chill out, dude.
What's another game you want to talk about?
Game. Pyre is
Yeah.
another game this year that was a surprise for me.
Surprised you mentioned it.
Yeah. It was on my Game of the Year list.
Damn.
Wow, I'm
Sports
surprised.
fantasy.
I really, really like that game. Like, it's one of those cases of just every aspect, every aesthetic in this game is like top notch in my opinion. Like the writing, the sport of this game in itself is really fun and gripping, and the writing is great. Like, I think most people had this similar experience where, like, I think early on you, gosh, what was his name? The kind of like cat dog
Coyote thing.
Ruxy or
Ruck-
something like that.
Ruski or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, you come across
Probably not
You
risky.
stop bringing up trivia that we don't know. I'll look
Shut
it up.
up. He's got a mustache, and he's like, "What do you think of my mustache?"
It's Rookie.
Don
Rookie.
Rickles.
He's like, "What do you think of my mustache?" And you have the ability to tell him to like shave it or not, and he just like either way. I think I told him to shave it, and he was like super embarrassed. And that was just a really cool moment of like, I don't know, your impact and your care and attention to this team you kind of develop is really genuine.
Especially later on with
Yeah.
like the narrative. I mean, you could probably, without spoiling too much, you do have to make difficult decisions later on in the game.
Yeah.
It changes the buildup of your team as well, and that can change the narrative too. Like really high stakes at play that don't really seem apparent at first.
Because the sport itself is like an arena for them to get out of purgatory and kind of ascend back to the real world,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Um,
But you send, a character seems really deserving of going back to their real life. Well, crap, they're also your best player. So you send them back, then maybe your team is weaker, and then you might lose games, and you might not be able to send anyone else back the next time. And it's like, gosh, what do I do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this game was really fun. I mean, like, obviously, Supergiant made Bastion and Transistor as well. Obviously, you can kind of see it come through in the art style. But it was really interesting how they took kind of like the sport genre and added these RPG fantasy elements to it. Kind of a new twist on it. And I think they really paid off. This was what, June, I think? Around summer? I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
June, July, August maybe. I don't know. I think it might have been post E3 because I remember playing it. I want to play it more. I know a few people on our staff were talking a lot about it the last few weeks.
Rookie.
Yeah, Ryuki? I don't even know how you spell it. Yeah, Ryuki.
Rookie.
I don't know.
Oh, there's like, remember Peter the Jesus, the like that opposing group of like the same type of like creature he is.
Yeah.
I forget their names too, but they're just like these like the classic like
Dumpster dogs.
dumpster alley cats. Like, hey buddy, like you want to go? Like, yeah, we're the alley cats. Like,
Yeah.
The character art in this
Yeah.
game is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so many great little touches. Even just the little like audible emotes they do, like when characters start to chime in. Like those do a really great job of just selling these like still portraits as characters, and then obviously the characterization through the writing works really well. It's
Cool.
phenomenal game.
Awesome. What about the PvP? Did you guys play much against each other?
Yeah, a little bit. It's good. It's definitely sort of, I could see like if I didn't buy many games a year, maybe I would play that. Like if I had if I was growing up with siblings, I could definitely see that going down.
Yeah.
I didn't dive into it too much.
We played a good amount. Like it was definitely like engaging, but yeah, it's kind of I would say a slight bummer that it's not online. But then again, like I don't know, that's not the game. Like the game really is like the single player experience.
All right, Pete. What other game?
Oh, I forgot this wasn't Peter's.
No.
No.
You liked it though. You give it a
Yeah.
9.
I give it a 9. 9 points out of 10 points.
Well deserved.
GameSpot.com.
You want to talk about
Yakuza
it?
Zero is my second game, and that should come as no surprise.
Yeah.
I've said so much about this over the year, but I feel like I could keep going.
Go for it.
Yakuza Zero is just an unabashedly goofy, stupid, but also like oddly touching and dramatic game. It knows how to wield like high stakes situations really well, and it knows how to just use itself as the butt of its own jokes. So it's just this constant just ebb and flow between those two different attitudes, and it works so well. And it is a primitive game. I mean, you look at the way it plays; it is not sophisticated at all. But that I don't know if that works to its favor, but at least it doesn't necessarily harm the game too much. It can get a bit repetitive with the combat, but that's like the worst thing I can say about it. Beyond some of the things that tie into Yakuza culture, which is
You ready, bitch?
know it.
just the overboard objectification of women, which, look, don't jump on me for being an SJW, even though I am. I'm just saying this game gives you softcore porn, and it is treated as valuable as the rest of the game, which is fine if you want to do that. But playing on a live stream, holy shit, was that embarrassing.
I really liked what was the underwear guy?
What
was his name?
Oh, not Mr. Libido. What was
Trivia. No trivia. Right, Mike?
Just I don't know.
His name
I'm
might have been.
asking.
His name
Yeah.
might have been Mr. Libido.
His chest paddles are dope.
But yeah, you find this guy who's just walking around in his underwear all the time, and
Like
he,
Mr. No Clothes.
Yeah, what was his name? Was something like, I wanted to say it was like
Mr. Innuendo,
Mr. Erection, but it wasn't that.
No.
walking erection. Wasn't it?
That's pretty
Wait, maybe it
I
was
think
walking
He
erection.
was walking erection.
It was straight. I think you're absolutely right. I think it was.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a weird game that has a lot of heart, and depending on your tastes, you're gonna find something for you in it. And it's just cool too because we also got Yakuza Kiwami this year, which is Zero is the prequel to the entire series, which has been around since the PlayStation 2. And this set the stage for the remake of 1 in Kiwami. And we got 6 coming out early next year. Kiwami 2 coming out later next year. An embarrassment of riches.
You said, don't you not actually kill anybody? Is this the game where you just beat the shit out of them but they don't die?
Oh yeah. I mean, you drive a motorcycle through their skull, but they get up and thank you for the privilege of being on the receiving end of a beatdown.
Yeah, they apologize.
See, that's an experience you can't get anywhere else, you know?
No, that's true.
There is something to be said too about the setup. So like almost every fight, it is like just earlier we saw that guy was like, you ready, bitch? Just like, oh, anytime. Bike into the face.
Yeah, and you play as 2 different characters in 2 different cities, and these are not Grand Theft Auto scale cities by any means. They are like 10 blocks by 10 blocks. Mm-hmm. But the characters are very different, but they feed into a singular narrative very well.
It's super soap opera overall, right?
Very soap
Yeah.
opera-y, but like again, it's when that is violence and money and property and ruling, and it's just I don't know, all that stuff is just kind of interesting.
It just strikes such a perfect tone for all of that. Like I just
Yeah.
love the tone. Like I think I brought it up before in the lobby, but my favorite moment is when like he super dramatically answers the phone, and it's like this
Yeah.
30-second
Yeah.
like animation of him reaching for the phone, and it slows down, and he picks it up and goes mush mush. And it's just the tone is so right for like the over the top violence and sex and money stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like a product of the 80s, and that's when it's set, and that's just kind of cool that it all works together. It doesn't feel like someone trying to cobble together an understanding of that time. It feels like that time.
Oh God.
Yeah, here we go.
84 Jester X.
I mean, like, I don't
Kleenex to the right.
I don't care. I don't care if this stuff is in the game, and it definitely feeds into the overall like quirkiness of it. It's just to see how far it takes it. Like this isn't just like a one-off. You think you have like 30 videos to collect or something like that?
He's got some
They're
endurance.
collectibles.
Yeah,
There's 30 of them?
yeah, and
That guy goes all day.
it's for
15's my favorite.
let's be honest, it's for fun.
Yeah.
It's not for, and that's cool. That's what
Yeah.
you like. That's fine.
Yeah.
Vortexian in the Twitch chat was asking, is no one going to mention the freaking karaoke?
That's
The karaoke's
Yeah.
pretty rad too. So is the disco dancing and the bowling and the batting cages and the arcades and the darts.
It's like Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's so much you can do.
The
This-
karaoke
much.
is so funny when it's like
It goes into
one-
like this like dream version of what you're doing.
right, but like being in this small hole in the wall bar and there's like 2 people in the room. And it's like someone else singing. There's different types of karaoke, and you're just there, and you're like interjecting, like clapping.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, dude, just get out.
Well, that's pretty much it. We did our, what about you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What games do I want to talk about? Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia is one of my favorite games of the year, which kind of caught me off guard. I love turn-based in general, turn-based strategy, but the feeling, it kind of reminded me of Suikoden 2. And I was telling you, you're kind of building up a massive army, not as big in Fire Emblem. There's like 100-something characters you can get in Suikoden. But Fire Emblem Echoes, I really, really enjoyed. It was the turn-based brought me in. They erased kind of the relationship aspects of Awakening or Fates that a lot of people like. And I went back to Awakening. I do like how they're implemented, but I liked it without it.
For you, Echoes is such a good entry to the Fire Emblem series, especially because strips away those extra things, and then you can get into something like Awakening, coming from like an XCOM background. I think it was
And I
really
do
good.
also like Prey a lot, a ton. That was one of my favorite games of the year.
Same.
It's as far as like what it does for kind of not bringing back immersive sims, because they're like been around. Like Breath of the Wild has immersive sim elements and it's not going anywhere. But I do really enjoy how they made it a singular level as far as Arcane Studios is concerned. Instead of these discrete levels in Dishonored 2, we're going mission to mission and kind of using each individual sandbox. This is one big sandbox. You can kind of have a different experience based on the next person. Like I know, Pete, you had a different experience than Callie did, and I found the shotgun like 6 hours in the game, whereas Jean-Luc got it like an hour in.
Yeah, and like I played that game when it came out, and I haven't really played it since, but I still have kind of a map in my mind of like I can still see where everything is.
Yeah.
I really got into that.
Yeah, and I like how the story unfolds. It almost reminds, I mean, not just because it's on a space station in a singular setting. It reminds me of Tacoma in the way that each part of the space station, which is Tacoma is another great game I guess we could talk about, but each part of the space station has its own distinct flavor that you kind of remember and ties into the narrative, and then you go back to it with a different understanding later on. But speaking of Tacoma, obviously Gone Home was kind of a monumental game, I'd say, for video games. Obviously, like it didn't spawn, but it kind of sparked the big wave of walking simulators, which is later was embraced as an actual term, much like punk rock, I guess. They kind of started using it. It used to be this derogatory thing, but you know, What Remains of Edith Finch came out this year. I finally played that. I liked it a lot, but I think Tacoma was really cool about how like the setting can affect the story, and the characters. You can see how characters act differently based on where they are. It's not just these diary notes you're picking up, but you can hear this character talking to someone else in this room, and then hear one side of things, and then you hear her go away and like talking to another character in another room, and you hear a super different kind of take on everything, and then you hear one character agree to something and then go back and like record a message to his son back on Earth, and like he's like, I just lied to them. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, Tacoma is interesting because I think it has such a cool concept, and I think it's implemented so well until the end. Like I didn't get like the satisfaction of the ending that I wanted from that game.
Yeah.
But I would love to see more things with that. The idea of like the AR people that you can interact with. And I did really enjoy the storytelling. I just didn't feel like the ending was like I just was missing something for me, and I reviewed that game. So if you want to know more, you can read the review.
I think the characters overall like lacked authenticity. Like no one was walking away like burping or farting. So like, God, I've been holding that in for a while.
Unfortunately, that would have been good.
That's how we all operate, right?
Everybody poops.
Just like someone just like, will you excuse me, please? Like, all right.
I'm getting a call. Just goes and throws
I'm
up.
joking. No, Tacoma was a very interesting game. I liked it a lot. It's certainly, like as you were saying, the proximity of people and getting to witness how that all played out was super interesting. It could have gone further.
Yeah,
because they were inspired by Sleep No More, the stage production in New York, where it's like an not interactive, but it's a play where you get to walk around and experience different parts on your own.
so cool.
It's really cool. I did it a while ago, before like Gone Home came out. I forgot when I saw it, because Gone Home would have been 2013. Thank you. And like, I think I did Sleep No More a year before that or something. It's really cool. If you're ever in New York and it's still running, I'm not actually sure if it is. You should go check that out. If you're into these kind of games, they were inspired largely by something like that.
I gotta ask, are you not gonna bring up PUBG at all?
No, I guess I'll bring up PUBG. That's actually the one game that obviously we didn't have we announced whether we're I guess so. Like it's an early access game, so like from one outlet to the next we might not like consider it as an early access game, but as an early access game I love that game so much. I mean, Jake, you played a few rounds. I think you got a chicken dinner in like your second one because someone carried you.
Matt Padgett
got
plays a
into it,
lot.
yeah.
Take away my thunder.
Nick plays a lot. Michael Hyam.
Been playing
Anyway,
with Ben Janka.
That game is so. Any battle royale game, I think the appeal of that subgenre, whatever you want to call it, is that the rules are so simple, but like you can imagine the kind of permutations that come out of it, and that's where PUBG becomes fascinating, and that's why there's so many like highlight reels around PUBG, because people will do something, and it's a simple game, it's a simple looking game. Like the servers are very clean for the most part for so many people playing it. I forgot how many they crossed.
That's
like they broke
not the
concurrent
narrative
records.
lately, though.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
The narrative lately is that there's so many cheaters.
Oh shit!
There's a
I don't
lot
know
of
that.
cheating
Yeah,
going on.
that has been. I think they
Damn.
recently actually addressed that. I saw we
Shit.
had news about that. But that aside, Ben Janka said something to me yesterday that I really liked, and was like for a game that's designed for most people to fail or most people to lose. The fact that it you still want to play it and still like want to take on that challenge again and again is really impressive. And I didn't really think about it that way because I was like feeling really, we had a lot of bad games last night. I was feeling really shitty. Like we dropped into the school, I punched a guy to death and then I immediately died. And we're like, oh, okay, well I wasn't last. But like that game is designed for most people to lose.
Jean-Luc,
I
very
was in
selective
this-
with his B-roll.
Okay, this was bullshit. This was bullshit because I was in this game. I mean, it wasn't bullshit. I'm very proud of Jean-Luc. But like I died like super early and I had to watch for 30 minutes as my team went on to get a chicken dinner without me. And I was like, I failed my team.
You still got it, though.
But they did
technically.
it. Jean-Luc got the last shot too.
It's really good, yeah.
I hope something cool happens.
This game, more than anything, is
Look at friggin' Jake crawling away.
it's fantastic,
Ooh,
but more
He's
than
gonna
anything,
die in a second.
it's promising. Like, what can people do with this genre in the future as well? I mean, because this is not the first one to do it. Obviously, this spawned from DayZ, which is, like then there's H1Z1 and there
Battle
was
Royale.
And
Arma 2.
Battle
PUBG
Royale.
Battle Royale took after it, and apparently it's actually kind of good. I didn't play it much.
Fortnite Battle Royale?
Yeah. Did I say PUBG?
You said
Battle
PUBG
Royale?
Battle Royale.
Fortnite Battle Royale is apparently actually pretty good. I know a few people that play a lot. Lloyd Christmas, who's a friend of the show, always I think he was enjoying it for a while.
You can see the skull where I'm dead.
Jean-Luc's backing up
Oh,
to
yeah.
his.
Yeah.
come here! You can't get to me.
Save me.
Yeah, this game's fantastic, and one of the really good early access games. Dead Cells also, which is still in early access, which is more of a not procedurally generated,
Woo,
but more of
Jean-Luc!
a
Woo! Yeah.
2D Dark Souls.
I
I'd
got a
say.
fat update like 2 weeks ago.
Dead Cells.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the end.
Hollow Knight is one more game I want to touch on.
Yeah, we're going to chicken dinner.
All right. For people who can't see the gameplay we were just talking incessantly about.
Sorry.
Observer.
Observer is a fantastic game. Cyberpunk. What do you want to call it? Like dystopian.
We were talking about Tacoma, and I was thinking, like, man, it'd be so cool if like
Yeah.
that rewind investigative narrative from like Tacoma was in Observer, because Observer got I feel like I had so many things going for it, but like one of the things that got a little tedious was like you just going up to doors and you're listening to like someone talk, like, yeah, I seen him, like walking down the hallway, like just that over and over. But the aesthetic and everything about that game, like those like kind of you're a detective and you like jack into like dead or alive people and go through like their
Preferably
memories.
dead. That's just my preference.
And it's pretty surreal what you like kind of like go through, like it's like horror-esque, really.
People are saying that's like the perfect cyberpunk game this year.
I don't agree with that.
I would.
But people were saying it.
Yeah, but it's got execution issues for sure.
It was kind of jagged around the edges.
Yeah, which is
I-
fine. You could say that's part of the experience,
A lot of
but
people
I
did not like the guys, the main character's VO.
yeah, Lazarski's
yeah.
guy. Shit,
I like-
we suck with
Yeah, we
info
do.
today.
You know what? It's been a long year.
Yeah.
Really
Long
quickly, if you haven't played Danganronpa yet, Danganronpa 1-2 Reload came out this year, and Danganronpa 3 came out this year. So you can play all three of them, and I'm still getting revelations about the story. It's so good. I love Danganronpa so much. Too niche for most things, though. That's all. I just wanted to plug it really quick.
Yeah, you can play Hollow Knight as well. I think that'll pop up on whatever lists, but it's Metroidvania, kind of to be super reductive, but it's in this pretty haunting world and like very attractive art style, just black and white. I found it attractive, but in terms of people liking games more and more recently, like Breath of the Wild, where they kind of just don't give you much direction or hold your hand, this game you can be exploring for a long time in this two-dimensional open world, and then meeting new characters and figuring out how to move forward. And the combat feels great, or at least I think it feels great for that kind of game. Reminds me of Rogue Legacy in a way, which is one of my favorite games. Play Hollow Knight. Just check it out. That was early access all of last year, right? Or even part of this year. And then it released.
Good question, Michael.
No, I'm telling you what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I just said it with a lilt to my voice to make it sound like a question. All right, so that's pretty much the lobby for the day and the week and the year. Jean-Luc, I usually thank you guys at the end of the episode, but kind of putting you on the spot here. I'm switch back to you guys in the back room. So you guys can get one last. Oh, it's just him. Where the Eric and Richard aren't there? There's
He
Jean-Luc.
ate them.
Pretty much.
They're just dead.
Make sure this show. He makes sure this show works.
Chef's kiss.
He lets me talk about Prey and XCOM 2 as much as I want, and he's always there to make sure the show is produced well. Richard, Lee, and Eric Tay are always in the back as usual. Thank you to everybody who's been joining in the YouTube chat all year. Eric Green, 84 Jester X, Liz James, the list goes on, and in Twitch as well. Obviously, Goob, Josh Shaw,
Errol
over at Twitch.
Moss.
Errol Moss is always there. Great to meet him at E3 this year too. He came to our live show. But yeah, we don't really fully have a roadmap for next year of the lobby and our live show stuff. I think we're gonna have some sort of big meeting to see what we want to do once Game of the Year stuff calms down. Figure out how we want to move forward with it. As far as maybe some changes we want to make to the structure, the identity, whatever. I don't know, but. You'll still probably see our dumb faces on camera in one way or the other from time to time.
We should just be on location around the country.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna say we should all have like food and we're eating, talking about games. Yeah.
Pass the salsa.
A lot of just pass me the butter, please.
That would not annoy me hearing that stuff in the mics.
No, that's the worst. That's
Yeah.
like the thing.
That
Like,
would-
you,
I
like,
would-
if you listen to
I
people
would
eating,
quit.
I'm like,
I
yeah,
would-
it's the
I
worst
would
thing.
not only quit the show. I would quit. I would I would move.
Quit life.
Yeah, quit life.
I forgot about the giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Mega Man headphones. That's what it is.
Mega Man.
They're pretty cool, actually.
Those look hot.
Yeah, you follow GameSpot on Twitter. You're going to retweet the page for that. At the end of the week, in a few days, we'll pick a random winner from the pool of people who retweeted. If you're in the Twitch chat, Shiva usually puts the link in there. And then, again, just go to GameSpot for the link. And just follow GameSpot on Twitter. It'll be tweeting the link all day. Star Wars comes out in, 8 days? Is it 8? The
Yes,
11th?
Thursday.
16th.
Oh my god.
Thursday.
Next
Seeing
Thursday.
it with Josh Shaw on the chat.
Cool.
I am so excited.
Yeah, it looks terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It looks good.
You know what's really cool too is so I mean if you want to talk more about what we're doing for Game of the Year, but
Yeah, I was about to say. I
yeah,
could
like
talk about
so
that.
that's Thursday night is when people will be seeing. Oh my God! By the way, we have to talk about.
Did you just almost tell them one of our games?
What?
I thought you almost just announced what
Oh
the game
no!
we're
I
announcing
was
on
just,
Thursday.
we were talking about when we're seeing Star Wars. Jean-Luc is seeing it at 12:45 at midnight, meaning it's a 3-hour movie. Basically, I don't know. I just can't believe some of the people who are seeing movies.
Oh
that
yeah, I
late.
think I'm
You
seeing
people.
it. I think I'm seeing it like 11 p.m.
Oh my God!
I don't
crazy.
need to.
I'm seeing
I
it
don't
at
sleep
1
then.
a.m.
When are we seeing it? 10:30.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it at 1 a.m. Don't you dare spoil anything for me or text me.
Yeah,
screenshots.
I'm deleting Twitter from my
kidding, you wouldn't.
phone.
Yeah. But as far as Game of the Year stuff goes, starting Monday, December 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific, we're going to announce our number 10 Game of the Year and then subsequently count down from there each and every day of weekday. So it'll be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, weekend, 5 on the Monday, and then on the 18th, our number 4 game will be Tuesday the 19th, and then on the final day, December 20th, our final day before the holidays and the last day of Game of the Year, we're going to announce 3, 2, 1 right in a row, so you don't have like a full day where you can maybe figure out what 2 or 1 are. So we'll be kind of like shotgunning those on that last day. But yeah, they're all set in stone. XCOM 2 is up there again. It's not my fault, but everybody loves that game, so we just put it at number 1 again. Sorry, whoops, I didn't mean to tell him.
What's number 1?
Shit. I accidentally told them. No, I'm just kidding. But again, thank you to everybody joining throughout the year. Go check out that giveaway. We'll be back, and we'll keep you updated on future plans for the lobby. Until then, we'll see you around our Game of the Year live stream starting Monday.